One of my favourite things is to kayak to islands which no one else can get to.
I love hanging out with Tash. She comes alive in nature in a really beautiful way.
People can see when I go away and come back that I'm a bit of a different person. I met Ali when I was 15 in the youth group at church. I felt really safe when I was with her, and she was someone that I actually really looked up to.
We've spent a lot of time together. We're quite similar, but we're also quite different.
So excited to get out onto that water.
The wind is picking up a little bit.
I'm always blown away when you're somewhere out in nature and you can see like layers of the vista. That's the sound you want to hear, isn't it? There you go. Nice.
I love the natural world so much. One of my favourite things is to kayak to islands which no one else can get to. I find there's a real freedom in it. I don't know if there's a part of it which is running away. My earliest memories of being in the outdoors were in Dorset as a family. We built these dens, and I remember spending my days in plastic trousers which had holes in welly boots, and we built a swing. We would abseil down kind of sketchy cliff faces. I think probably that's where my fearlessness came from.
I'm one of 5 kids, and we grew up in central London, inner city. We weren't allowed to answer the front door. Holidays, we would go up to the North York moors, and just basically, Mum and Dad would just like push us out of the house, and we'd entertain ourselves for hours on end. And I always remember my mum, whenever we drive back to London, she'd be like, take deep breaths in and just fill your lungs with this beautiful air, because we're going back to horrible, dirty London air. So, are we pulling up here for coffee?
Yeah.
Get it out.
Cover those feet. Nice.
There we go. Oh, what a spot.
I often think how nice it is to have you to do this with.
There is something about just like the stripped back, the simplicity of just being here.
Yeah, and I think also the outdoor world, I find it allows me to like de-stress. How are you doing at the moment? Or as people say, how are you really doing?
It's always funny when you go away because you sort of forget what real life is like. I feel really present being here, and I feel really away from the grind of life.
Cheers to feeling present.
Cheers to feeling present.
My family life in the last few months has been really challenging. We've been faced with a lot of health challenges. I've started to recognise the importance of family relationship. We've come a lot closer in this time, which has been really special.
Life is tough and life is hard, and when things are hard, that's where I think friendship is at its most beautiful and it's at its most raw. That piece where you get to lean on each other and you get to carry different loads for each other in an adventure context feels like a beautiful insight into what you can do relationally in a friendship.
I sometimes feel like I don't want to start thinking about it because I'm like, I don't want to ruin the moment of being here.
And how would you say you're doing now?
I think I actually came into this weekend feeling quite angry with God for like the season that I've been through. and I feel like so much calmer. Got loads of wood.
Are you ready for me to get in?
Yeah. I actually used to be really scared of swimming in the sea, which is quite funny for someone that kite surfs and kayaks and spends a lot of time in water. And there are still parts of me that find swimming in dark, deep water really difficult. There are days that I still wonder what's underneath me.
I find myself seeking out spots when I go somewhere. I'll try and find the nearest sea and go and throw myself into it. The colder the better, but I love just being out in the wilds, in the cold, with the wind, with the rain. It's exhilarating.
I love hanging out with Tash. She comes alive in nature in a really beautiful way.
People can see when I go away and come back that I'm a bit of a different person. Pile it on like a pyramid. How have you found this weekend?
It's been really good. I think it's made me realise that lots of life, I'm in control and I, one who's responsible, being with you in where you're more natural in this element, and also being out in the wild, that actually it's so good for me.
Is out of control the right word for it, or just like in less of control?
I think this is a healthy letting go. I don't feel out of control, but I don't feel fully capable to look after myself. She just loves being out, getting absolutely battered by the wind, battered by the rain. We lean on each other in different ways where we can kind of carry the load, both in a friendship capacity and then also in a like, what does that look like when we're out? She's much stronger than I am, so I lean on her when we need that strength in the middle of nowhere. Being in a big family, I probably took charge from an early age, and the family joke that like, I run the family, which is, I guess, a bit weighty. And then you just learn, like, oh, I can be in control and I can sort of do things, and it works. It's funny, actually, being up in Scotland, because my mum, growing up, she had bouts of quite bad depression. And there was one time where she came up here to like essentially heal and to get away from having to look after young kids.
How old
Someone
were you
that
then?
stepped in. Maybe like 6 or 7.
Oh, wow.
My experience without you here would be very different. I can't look after myself in this environment like you can look after us. And so I enjoy letting go and allowing you to take lead with that.
I would say more when we spend time together in London, it's a little bit the other way around. I feel really refreshed from being here. Ali's been very consistent in her friendship. If we spend time apart, we come back together, but it doesn't really ever feel like there was time that was spent apart. You come back and you feel like it was exactly where you left off.
It's such a gift to get to walk through seasons as friends. Tash and I, it's amazing to get to do that.
It's felt like a really nice break from life that's felt really hard.
I think it's amazing being somewhere like this, having the space, having the time to kind of reflect on. Do you feel like this time here has created any space to sort of bring some of the things you're grappling with to God, or think about any of that?
Yeah. I think that when it comes down to hard things. Before I came away, so many things had happened and it felt like so hard to believe that God was good amongst it. Maybe it's coming into the outdoors and experiencing the place that I love, and I often do really connect with God, that I feel a lot less angry. I've just felt like I've got to a much more peaceful place where I'm ready to now go back. I feel more energized and like I've got more strength to face the hard. Over the years, it's been a big reason for me coming out into these spaces. It's just like, oh, it just really helps you to reset your mental health. If I could take everyone out of London and put them somewhere like this, it would be so special.
I think that in contexts like this is where Tash's and my friendship flourishes. We get to just hang out together, enjoy each other's company, away from distractions. We're somewhere beautiful. There's a simplicity in that rhythm of life that we both just love and we would like to have more of.